Alright, this time at the Quick Speed Shop, I got a piece of cardboard, an old trailer hitch, a piece of C-channel, and a piece of pipe. We're going to build a custom spreader bar / rear frame rails / trailer hitch mount on the back of the Model A hot rod shop truck. I'm a professional, don't try this at home. Alright, so my plan of attack here is I want to I'm going to simulate here. Now this is 1.25" tube. We're going to use 2-inch tube to do this. But right about here where the tailgate hinges come off here about like this and tie into it right here and build a spreader bar similar to like a 32-4 like I said, right across the back of the truck, and then we're going to put the hitch mount in the middle. So what I've been doing, I've been working on this. I'm going to use a piece of a 1x2 U-channel 3/16 wall and use that to make the frame rail. The channel will look just like the original frame on a Model A. So I've been making a cardboard cutout here. We're using cardboard aided design, I guess they call it. And I've made what the outside of the frame rail is going to do. It's going to weld onto this rear cross member here under the box. And then on the inside of the frame there's going to be an angled support that goes around the gas tank, which is in the box, over to the side of the frame to help tie this all together and give it some more action. But the first thing I've done is I've cut this cardboard out. It's going to go about here. And then I'm using this piece of pipe because it's a lot lighter. I can hang on to it. We're going to weld off frame off there and then come in and weld the spreader bar across here. So I got this here. I've measured out about, it's going to stick out about 6 inches away from the frame. I think that's going to be the right height, and I randomly picked this angle, and I think it looks pretty good here, so I'm going to go with this. So you get the pretty much idea what it's going to look like right now already. But first thing to do is I've taken my channel and I've marked out on the steel where I want to cut it out here with my template. And I'm going to use the grinder and the Sawzall and all that. Whittle these out of this piece of channel, and we'll go up here, we'll clean the frame off, get these ready to go, get them up here, get them tacked on, and then get the frame 2 out and just kind of work it backwards from there. So I kind of got a plan. Let's do it. Boom. Now to cut cut this round part here, I'll probably notch it both sides and come in at a couple angles and just hit this with a grinder. So this is the back of the truck here. Here's how that frame rail will tie in like this. Weld it on there nice. It'll be perfect. Piece comes up around the back. Boom. Right like that. Look at this, I got gloves, I got a mask, I'm ready for coronavirus or fabrication, one or the other. Where's my toilet paper? Alright. So here we go, that's all ground down nice, and this is the passenger side. But unfortunately, what have I done here? I made 2 passenger side pieces. I cut the notch the same way on both of them. So dang it, I gotta start over. Now I gotta make the one for the driver's side. Don't forget to flip your pattern over when you're making 2 pieces, or else you end up making 2 of the same side. But there's one, I'll cut this other one out, and then we'll start getting around the truck and see what that looks like. You can also sight down I'm sighting down the top edge of this one compared to the other one, and that's really lined up there good right there. So let me leave this just with the magnets for a second, and we'll cut the piece to put in here that goes in between these two, and then line that up to the tailgate, because it's more important, you know, things might be skewed just a little bit on this tailgate or whatever. It's more important to have it look visually perfect from the back than it is to have the actual dimensions line up. As long as it looks, you know, aesthetically pleasing to the eye and the same vision-wise, we'll be all set. So let me do some measuring and figuring. Set this down over here. Just want to get a measurement off my frame. 3 3/8. Yep. Good. The tails look pretty good here. Thirty and 7/8. Yeah, those are parallel to the frame. The squares worked out good. The thing's true. So let me cut the pipe here. Cut it 32.5, looks like. Yeah, 32.5. So let me cut the pipe, and we can hold this all up and get this dialed in looking that way. Okay, here's the pipe cut, 32.5 inches. I just got a little tape to hold it in place. I've checked my dimensions to the frame, and how did I scratch the tailgate? Darn it. Anyways, I checked the dimensions, everything looks good. I put a couple more tacks on that side and took the magnets off. So this is really what the look I wanted to go for, like a 32 Ford, you know, would have had the gas tank back here and the rear spreader bar. So I think it really, you know, updates the truck a little bit, makes it look like, hey, is it on a 32 frame? Who knows? So, you know, it's an old time trick to do this, and I've got the stainless steel spreader bar in the front, which is nice, so it's, you know, could be a 29 on 32 rails, even though it's not. So this is pretty cool. So that once I get this all ready to weld together, before I do that, this is the hitch I want to use. It's an old draw-tight bumper mount hitch. I think it's probably draw-tight or something. But 3,500 pound tongue weight, which is way, way, way more than I'd ever tow with this. I'd tow like a really small, like pickup box trailer or something real, you know, that weighs like 300-400 pounds. I wouldn't ever tow anything, you know, actually substantial. But I want to mount this up here, like about here in the center, and I want to have a plate that's going to weld onto the top of this, and then I want to weld an arm onto the back of this, which will also bolt to the center of the crossmember here. So it'll be a mount back here, and then the plate and the hitch will go up under the spreader bar, and then use U-bolts over the spreader bar to bolt all this on. Kind of like back in the day, they always used to have bolt-on hitches on all this stuff, and it'd be kind of cool. Like a lot of them would clamp on like old-style bumpers or all that. And actually, hold on a second. I just happen to have this old-timey hitch here. This is a bumper mount hitch that's way old school. I'm trying to hold it like it's supposed to be. So here's a hitch, and it's got this adjustment piece. This is all probably forged. It's got a bolt and this cam lock. So you would take this, and your old 40 style bumper would go in here, and then you would take this jack bolt and jack pressure onto this here and clamp down tight on there. This is let's see, it's a maximum 2,000 pound gross load. So it's for a pretty light duty trailer, like a real small camper or something like that. But this is old school. This would have bolted on any 40s, 30s or 40s bumper on an early car. So that's what I'm going to try to do, is mimic something like this, but a little bit more substantial. So I've got the holes in the bumper here. What I think I might do is drill a hole right in the spreader bar, take a 1/2 inch bolt, sink it through the bar, cut the head off it, weld it up here to the bottom, then weld it around the bottom so the stud is welded as part of this bar. And then this will bolt on to that and bolt on to here, then also have the U-clamps, and it'll be way more than sturdy enough to hold this hitch on here. Okay, so I got my bolt here. What I did is I drilled all the way through the pipe. I cut the head off this half 20 grade 8 bolt. I left it down in here so I can plug weld it to the top of the pipe. And then once I do that, I'm going to take and weld it along the bottom here. And then I'll get a nice anchor to bolt this hitch to in the center. And using the magnets just to hold that straight. But this is going to turn out really strong and really work good. So I'll burn this into the welder and then we'll go back and it should be ready to put it on the truck. Okay, I got the pipe just tacked in here and I slid the hitch up on the bolt so you can just get an idea what that's going to look like. It'll actually bolt up just a little higher there, and I'm going to weld a plate on top of this that these U-bolts will bolt into. These are 1 3/4, 3/8 thick exhaust U-bolts. They're mild steel, but with the grade 8 bolt welded into this and both of these on here and the bolt back here to the frame, this would be way more than strong enough for the small trailer that I could ever pull with this truck. And I think it gives a cool detail to have the U-bolts up over the spreader bar, because this thing will be entirely bolt-on hitch. You know, like I said, reminiscent to an old style hitch, so it'll look like something that's almost manufactured that you could have bought to bolt on the back of this truck. So what I'm going to do is get this all welded up now, and I've also been looking, where is it? Here it is, ta-da! I got this random plate here. I think I'm going to mount the license plate up here on the back of the frame rail. It's kind of hidden back behind this too, but if you're in a car up here, the back of the truck's way up in the air, so this is going to go down another 6-8 inches. So when you're following behind here, you'll be in a car sitting up here like this, you'll be able to see the plate, even though it's kind of hidden by the spreader bar right now. But I kind of like hide it under there. I can mount the license plate light up under the box here, get the light on it, no problem, and it'll kind of tie all this together and give a good place to mount everything. So that's coming out pretty good. Come on out of there. Oops. I think it's looking pretty cool. Bam, there we go. I got the edges all ground up nice, and I've de-8'd a little bit, kind of blended these edges in. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for the back of this truck. It's pretty much blended in here nice, and when it gets painted up black, it's gonna look real good back here on the back of the truck. I think I'll paint it black. Maybe I'll mask it off here and do the center of the bar silver to match the stainless steel bar in the front. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do there. But anyways, the fabrication's done here on the main section back here. And next time I got to take the box off. I'm going to build a bracket from the inside of this over to the side of the frame to tie this rear cross member in. Just a little bit more back here where this mount is. And then we're also going to build that hitch part for here. But I think we're running out of time for this video. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm putting out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Hit the bell for the alerts. Tell your friends. And as always, we'll see you right back here at the Quick Speed Shop with more fabricating cool ass stuff on the Model A Hot Rod Shop Truck.